My name's Ryan George. I've been a volunteer with the British Columbia Aviation Museums since January of this year. My reason for coming to the museum was I had seen a promotional thing that the museum was doing at the Mary Winspear regarding the FM 104 Lancaster, and my grandma had worked on them during the war in England, and I thought it would be a good chance to get involved in their restoration project. The work that I've been doing on the Lancaster since I've been here, I started out doing some riveting projects along the starboard side of the longeron on the Lancaster, so that was a trial and error and learn as you go process. I've done a lot of the small install work on some of the interior flight and navigator positions along with Gary, and a lot of the buffing and polishing on the external fuselage, and most recently working on the Bombay door repairs. Yeah, so my connection to the airplane goes back to my childhood with my grandparents who had both served during World War II in England. My grandmother specifically had worked on the Lancaster program through Avro at one of the factories in Oldham, I believe, just outside of Manchester, where she was involved in the fabrication of the Bombay door specifically. Like I think one of the stats I had seen is about 40-some% of the workforce back then was, female volunteers and fabricators. And I think my grandma was 18 years old when the war started, and her father wouldn't let her join the armed forces, so she ended up going to work for Avro, as one of the thousands of women involved in the Lancaster specific program. Well, according to my mother, she's watching over my shoulder every day when I'm working on it when I get a chance, and it's pretty special. It's a different aircraft than the one she worked on. This one that we're working on here was built in Canada, and so she didn't lay her hands on this one specifically, but it's still a very emotional attachment to it. My background started out with the Royal Canadian Air Cadets in a squadron back in Edmonton during my youth, and then just through life changes in itself, I ended up pursuing a career in law enforcement rather than aviation, and spent 28 years as a peace officer, just retiring in 2019 from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police here in Sydney. And I thought it would be a good project to keep my mind occupied, and especially when I saw the Lancaster specific, that's what made me get involved in learning a bit new stuff. Some of the duties I'm involved in here, apart from the restoration, is I've recently been appointed into the position of the coordinator for the entire air park. So that involves all the aircraft outside. Most specifically would be the Hawaii Mars, which is our most recent addition. Part of that would be coordinating any of the work that needs to be done with all the different volunteers. Because so many people have different subject matter areas, we want to make sure that if there's a sheet metal issue that needs some riveting done, that no one goes and does it without kind of running it through me, so I can coordinate the teams of the people best suited for it. And we're all volunteers, so we try and help each other out where we can.